Behind the Wren Strike, which was my completion film at the National Film School, was in a way the answer back to Proud to be British. And I originally intended for the two films to be shown together, so it's great that they're both in this box set. Behind the Wren Strike was made in Liverpool, and it was with the same group of people that I originally met when I made Who Cares, many of whom had now moved to a new housing estate in Kirby on the city outskirts. And it was an attempt to really find out about their lives there. Many of them were now on rent strike because the conditions of the houses were bad. They were having to pay too much rent. There was very little industry out there. They had set up an industrial estate with things like Bird's Eye out there, but the industrial estate had never really worked. And because people were now miles outside the city, they were spending a fortune commuting, trying to get work and so on. I think the film, in a sense, works best at looking at the conditions behind the rent strike. The values that were given to kids at the local schools, the relationship between the community and the police, and then the lack of job opportunities when they left school. And for me, somebody who'd grown up in the southern part of England, it was a real eye-opener just how small people's choices were and how prescribed their lives were. I think the people of Kirby were very brave, and they'd gone on this rent strike, and in so doing, a lot of their housewives and other people were actually rethinking their lives and the values that they'd been brought up with and the kind of life that they were expected to lead. So it was very exciting in a way. And I tried to get as much of this as I could in the film. I found some of the people were incredibly articulate and very, very bright. And I had a particularly close relationship with this one woman, Ethel Singleton, who you see at the beginning of the film. And she used to sort of politically educate me in the evening. And I always thought I was a bit of a sort of middle-class, spoilt kid who had no real idea of how most of the population lived, which is indeed probably true. And I very much wanted to use the difference between Ethel and her life and the kind of life that I had had to sort of help define her situation and the way they saw it. And this is really, in a sense, the first time I put myself in the film in my relationship with Ethel, which was funny, and also she was very blunt with me, which I think comes across in the film as well.